Shubha Mangalam. This is Hemalata at Little Scholar High School taking up class 4 science lesson number 1, and we are on page number 50 now. In our earlier class we have discussed about the nutrients and the various kinds of nutrients, carbohydrates, fats, vitamins, minerals and all, and we have also discussed about the water, roughage and exercise, and we have learned that we are losing water in the form of water vapor when we exhale when we exhale in the form of urine and in the form of sweat, and we also lose water when we do exercise. So when we are doing all these activities, the water content which is present in our body is coming out from our body, and that has to be restored. That means we need to take the water on a regular basis to maintain the balance of water content in our body. Otherwise what will happen, we leads to a stage called as dehydration. Now what is dehydration? Dehydration means loss of water from the body. If our body is giving out more and more of water in any form, as we discussed just now, it has to be replaced again. The water has to be replaced in the body again. If it is not done, so we end up with a stage called as dehydration. And what is the meaning of dehydration beside? Loss of water from the body. Now we'll move on to the next one more fresh topic today is steps to avoid wastage. Steps to avoid wastage. Now we consume the food, whatever the food we are consuming, it is made up of many nutrients, we said, yes or no children? And it is food, we always consider food as very precious thing. So whenever we are consuming the food which is so precious, it should not get waste, yes or no children? Otherwise what is the other sense of wasting the food? Nothing but wasting the time and money also. The time when we prepare the food, when we buy the groceries and all, at the same time the money. So wastage of food is nothing but again wastage of time and money. So steps to avoid wastage. How? What are the steps to be taken to avoid the wastage of the food? First step is start with a small serving of food. Start with a small serving of food. That means whatever the required quantity of food can be taken by us. Only that much amount should be served in a plate. If not, the excess food should be served in a plate, and again it has to be thrown into the garbage. Again, if it is done, again it is nothing but wastage of water, as well as it leads to the pollution also, because all this whatever we are throwing in the dustbin, that is dumped somewhere else in the open area, so that again leads to the pollution and stinky smell in the surrounding area. So we should not waste food, and we should take the considerable amount of food which can be consumed by us. Next step to avoid wastage of food is recycle leftover food into another dish. Recycle leftover food into another dish. By chance, if any food is left out, means after consuming, all the family members have consumed the food, but still little quantity is left out, that food can be recycled. Recycled in the sense means the rice or rotis or any other thing which is left out can be turned into a new other dish. For example, if any rotis are left out, that can be converted into frankies by stuffing in some vegetable and all, yes or no? So that is called as recycle. The already the leftover food should be converted into a new fresh dish. Then otherwise, if it is still we can't do that, what we can do is, if the food is still fresh, it can be distributed to the poor people. If the leftover food is still fresh, it can be distributed to the poor people. Third step is buy just what you need. What is the third step? Buy just what you need. That means what all the items you require for your kitchen, like grocery items and all, pulses, dal, wheat, sugar and all. What are these are the things which we require in our kitchen. Many items will be there. So whenever we go for a shopping, we should make a list of all the required items and the required quantity also, because we otherwise what will happen, we'll just buy and dump in our storerooms or in the fridge, that is again leads to the spoilage of the food, and sometimes it may get infected with some germs and all, and that is nothing but again waste of money, and you have wasted your time in shopping also. Yes or no? So what we should do, we should just buy the required amount of groceries on timely basis. The next point is store food, vegetables, fruits in refrigerator. Whatever the left out food is there which can be consumed the next day, and the vegetables and fruit should be stored in the refrigerator for the later consumption. Okay, then one more point here is storage of food grains. We need to store the grains also. There are many pulses and all which can be stored for months together. Okay children, so there are like pulses, some tamarind, chili powder, and many examples are there, rice grains and all that can stay for a longer time if we are taking proper conditions. That means if we are storing them in a proper way, and wherever we are storing the food, that storage room should be properly ventilated. There should not be any rain water letting into that room, or there should not be any opening so that rainwater goes enters that room, and there should not be any way for the rodents to enter that storage room. Rodents are nothing but the rats children, which eats the grain. So we have to take steps to store the food in a proper room which has good ventilation, and it should be away from water, rain and rodents. Now one more thing is, here we have to talk, when we talk about storages, seasonal fruits. Like we get many seasonal fruits and vegetables, like we have mango, custard apple, cucumber and all. So these are the seasonal fruits which should be stored in the cold storage, cold storages. So all the seasonal fruits and vegetables, all the seasonal fruits and vegetables should be stored in proper cold storages for them to give a long life, and later it can be supplied into the market from where we buy. So these are the steps where we should be taken by us to avoid the wastage of the food. Clear children till here? I'll just read out at a glance. Start steps to avoid wastages. Start with a small serving of food. Recycle leftover food into another dish, or if it is fresh, distribute to the poor people. Buy just what you need. Store food, vegetables, fruits in a refrigerator. Storage of food, like gray food drains where water, rain and rodents will not enter, and all the seasonal fruits and vegetables should be stored in a proper cold storages. Now we move on to our next topic, that is food preservation. Our next topic we have to discuss today is food preservation. Now what is food preservation? Let us understand that. See, whatever the food we are preparing or is cooked, what is happening, that has to stay for few hours, and certain things has to stay for few hours and days also. Okay, so there are certain food items which have to stay for few hours and for few months. So that necessary steps has to be taken. A necessary steps have to be should be taken so that the food will not get spoiled or wasted. So this method of preserving the food to avoid the spoil, to avoid the wastage or the spoil, is called as food preservation. So what is food preservation? The process of treating food to prevent it from getting spoiled. Again I'm repeating the definition, just look at it. The process of treating food to prevent it from getting spoiled. So this is called as food preservation, to make the life of the food little longer. Okay, and there are different methods of preserving the food. The first method we are going to discuss in preserving the food is cooking. When we talk about cooking, you see in your houses daily that your mother cooks rice and all, dal and all. So while cooking this process of the dishes, what happens is the cooking kills the germs children. The cooking kills the germs, it makes the food tastier, softer, easy to digest. Actually, there are certain food items which can be consumed without cooking. That means we can consume both raw food and cooked food. But in case if we are consuming the raw food, what happens is the germs which are present in that uncooked food will enter our digestive system, and we may fall sick, and it is difficult to digest also. It is difficult to digest also. Again, it leads to some other health problems. So always it is better to cook the food and eat, but it should not be overcooked also. If you are overcooking the food, what will happen? All the nutrients which are present in the food will get destroyed, so there is no point of taking that food. Okay children, so cooking the food helps in killing the germs. Why germs means because the farmers, when they are cultivating, they may use some pesticides on that, so that the crop will not get affected with some other diseases related to plants or the crop. So that chemicals which are sprayed during the process of agriculture, if we are consuming the raw food, it enters our body. So it is better to always wash and cook the food, which helps in killing the germs. Then it also, we add some ingredients to it, so it makes the food little tastier. So it makes the food tastier also, and it makes the food little soft, so that we can chew the food properly and we can engulf the food properly, and it is also helping for the easy digestion of the food. So this is the importance of cooking. Next point regarding the food preservation is freezing. Okay, before going to freezing, there are certain more points related to cooking itself are, that means cooking is again divided into some other parts. Like there are various methods of cooking, there are different methods of cooking. What are the different methods of cooking? Boiling, roasting, frying and baking. Now let us talk about boiling. You might have observed in your house that your mother boils milk. Yes or no? Why does she boil the milk? Because the raw milk what we get, it may have certain germs. So to kill the germs, we have to boil the milk at a required amount of temperature and time. Then the whichever unwanted bacteria or any germs are there, that will be killed, and the life of the milk also increases. That means it stays for few more hours in a fresh condition. So that is the boiling. Example, we have discussed the milk. Next is roasting. What do you understand by roasting? Roasting is nothing but a method of frying the things only, but without oil. Like you have nuts and all, groundnuts and all, it are just roasted without adding any oil. That is roasting. The next method is frying. Frying is like your vada, puri, the dough which is converted into the required shape, whatever we require. And when we do that frying, what will happen? It stays, it increases the life of the food, as well as it makes the dish, converts into a tasty dish. And then we have baking. Baking is also one of the method of cooking, and we are very much familiar of cakes, biscuits and all, what you eat, and you enjoy eating these kind of items. Yes or no? So the cakes, the biscuits, what all you eat, that comes under the method of cooking under baking. Okay children, so this is related to cooking. The next point what we are discussing now is freezing. Freezing is what? Freezing is the keeping the items, or keep to increase the life of the item at very low temperatures. Like we have our refrigerator, where we keep all the food items, so that it can be used for the next day and so on. Okay, so freezing, which is done at very low temperatures. Now the next method of preserving the food is canning. What do you understand by canning? Canning is the method of preserving the food in the containers where the external air cannot enter into the container. That means they are called as airtight containers. The food which is preserved in the airtight containers. For example, if the container is like open, or a little bit a space is there for the air to enter, what happens is the external air which contains some germs and all will enter into the jar which has the food, and the germs will get deposited or they mix up with the food. Hence we have to use airtight containers for preserving certain food items. Then we'll talk about example for canning is your jam and juice which stay for few months without any spoilage. Now next item is drying. This is one of the traditional method as well as the modern method and a common method. It is a drying is one of the common method which find in all the houses, and this drying is done basically through the natural sunlight. Okay, under this sunlight if we dry many items like many pulses and all, what will happen, it prevents already the germs which are there that will be killed, and it can stay for the longer time. That means drying is one of the natural method we can say, and it is a common method which we can do on our day-to-day basis in our houses, and it prevents the growth of the germs. And the next one is adding preservatives. Adding preservatives is also one of the method of food preservation. Now what do you understand by preservatives? Preservatives are nothing but certain chemicals which are added to the food to increase the life of the food. Now preservatives, for example, the common natural preservatives if we talk about are oil, the turmeric or the tamarind, the salt. So these are the one which without, I mean, they do not, they are the directly obtained from the plant extracts. Okay, and they are not added with any chemicals and they are not manufactured in any factory or an industry. These are the natural methods of preserving the food. So adding preservatives, example if you look at adding preservatives like pickling and jelly. Pickling means you might have observed in your house that pickles are prepared and they stay for many months together. The ingredients which makes that life to increase or to stay for more months is oil and the salt. The salt is also one of the natural ingredient which increases the life of the food and remains the food to remain fresh for a long period of time. The next one is jellying. Jellying is one of the method of preserving the food. For example, again if you talk, you know the jam what you eat, and the jellies, the sweet jellies what you eat, all these are preserved by using the sugar. So there are some sweet items also which are preserved by using the sugar syrup. Now this is the topic what we have discussed today, that is what is dehydration. Just a quick review of the things. Dehydration, loss of water from the body. Then steps to avoid food. At any cost we should take all the maximum care or precautions that we should not waste the food. Then how to preserve the food? Preserving of food is nothing but to increase the life of the food. And what are the methods which come under preservation, like cooking, freezing, canning and drying. Okay, and adding preservatives. So this is the end of your lesson 1. Now in next class we'll do some the worksheets which is given in your textbook. Until then, thank you.